Welcome back to the Mindcracker. Today we're going to be working on our spawn construction, our community build, the map room, and the surrounding area. First, let's look around really briefly to see what's changed since I was here last. This entire hill got leveled off by Pyro. It was a beautiful hill. Let's have a moment of silence for this nice hill, which is now completely flat. Completely flat. Okay, that's just one moment. We only needed one moment. Looks like not much else has really happened. I guess not as much time had passed this last time. Okay, nothing's changed. Some of the buildings seems like there's been a little bit of construction going on. The only change I noticed is we've got another bridge. This is like the land of bridges. Soon we're gonna have so many bridges there won't even be a ravine here, or a gorge or river valley, whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly what the technical term is. We got a bridge there, tiny little bridge there. This bridge is fairly new, and there used to be like a temporary just cobbled bridge here, which was taken out after that one was built, and then over here, I can only assume that BOO is making this. And as of me recording this, he has not released a video about it. Oh, actually, he released a video. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe it's in that one. This bridge right here, I can only assume it's his because it goes right to his house, and it kind of uses his building style. And it's got this really nice tree canopy going on, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's got to be BOO. Look at all of the ground clutter. That is definitely, unmistakably him. Okay, so for today, we are going to be working on the enclosure for the map room. What do I mean by enclosure? I mean, here, let's climb up this ladder. We can get a nice vantage. Have some steak on the way up. Say hello to Zed Camera up there. Okay, enclosure. So, we're going to be working on this wall. Mostly the appearance of it. We have the sort of the function of the maps worked out. And basically at this point, as far as maps are concerned, I just have to go through the effort of actually exploring the entire damn continent to make those maps. But I want to complete some construction first before we put all those maps up. So we're going to work on this wall. And there's going to be a wall on the outside as well. And we're going to do a little bit of landscaping because the ground is quite inconsistent. You can see, for instance, this land here is 2 blocks lower than this. And then it goes back up. But on this side, it's 2 blocks lower there and then goes down and then goes down. So we have to make it a little bit more consistent, at least for the sake of the outer wall. And we may add some water today, but it's mostly going to be about the wall and the landscape and maybe the water. We'll see how much we get done. And we're going to be using Zed Camera to film this. For the most part, it's nighttime, but I think we could probably get started. So here we go. Well, I think it looks pretty cool. So here is the wall for the inner courtyard, map room, whatever. And I think it looks pretty neat. Originally, when I was thinking up this project and what it might look like, I thought I would be doing something like this. Where, let's get rid of this guy for a second. I thought I'd be doing something like this where it would be a screen with holes in it to make it look transparent, translucent. I wanted to make it look like it's not holding up the roof because it won't even be touching the roof. As you can see, the roof's going to be up there, and it will be held up by this. And we're going to add some more bulk to this, I guess you would say. It's not going to be just this one single column of wood. So it'll look a little bit bigger, and the roof is going to be fairly extensive. It's going to overhang... Oh, come on, fence. It will overhang this wall by maybe out to here, maybe a few blocks, to provide shelter from the rain. I originally thought I'd do it like this, but once I actually looked at it, it looked kind of bad, to be honest. And then I looked at what it looks like if you just make it pure cobble wall. And it has these little holes in it, which is kind of what I wanted. So it worked out in the end. Let's go ahead and break these guys. I think it looks pretty neat. I added some little details for the entrances and the corners. So it looks sort of like a gate entrance type thing. There's no actual gate there. Did I? Yeah, I broke a torch. Put that back. And we need to figure out lighting at some point as well. All of the future map locations around the edge have been added. This is black hardened clay, or hardened black clay, or what's the order? Why do I have purple? Oh, because that was the, never mind. Black stained clay. Stained clay, not hardened clay. Hardened is before the dye. So we got these little details around the edges and around at the corners. Of course, this is not supposed to be floating like this. See how that's just floating right there? We are going to address that in the next step. We need to do some landscaping to bring the overall level of the terrain up so that it meets these footings here. But I think it looks pretty neat. So let's work on some landscaping. Give me that. So, we have established something of a perimeter. I smoothed off some of the land. I decided in the end, though, to only, as far as the outer rim, I just added, or I extended this dirt where the wall on the outside is going to go. It's going to be a little bit smaller than this one. And the reason for that is because there's going to be some different terrain in here. And I'm going to add some water features. So we're going to be fiddling with that in the future. And I thought it might be premature to just fill it all in because we might be digging it back out. What was I going to say? Oh, I expanded the area. One more set of blocks here. Another set of these little markers with 5 dirt blocks in between each marker. I felt that... Let's go actually over there where Z camera is. Shoot, see if I can hit this. Hurry up! No, I totally missed. Totally missed. That's alright. I've got more or less a never-ending supply of health potions. What was I going to say? Oh, I extended the overall area. It's going to be mostly garden in the outer area anyway, so... There won't be a lot of construction besides the wall. There will be some terraforming to do, some water, some lily pads, maybe a few trees, that kind of thing. But I thought if the old wall, or if the outer wall was here, where my little cursor is going, I just thought that would be a little too cramped to put gardens in here. I wanted a little bit more room. So I expanded it, and I think it's going to look a little better in the long run. Because we have... from the very center, 2 blocks from the center to the outer wall. And it would have been the exact same measurement from there, 1, 2, to that outer wall. And I thought the outer gardens or area, whatever, should be bigger than the inner ones. So I extended it. I think that's good. I think that's good. So last thing I want to do today is I want to build that outer fence. and see what it looks like once we have all the fences done. Okay, so let's get to work on that. Okay, we have enclosure. We have an inner wall and an outer wall. And I suppose at some point we will update the floor in here to be made out of some sort of combination of stone and wood type products. Maybe some stone slabs. Maybe some pistons or furnaces for making a decorative pattern, something like that. And then this outer area is going to be kind of like a Zen garden type thing with some water features, maybe some trees, some lily pads, maybe some vines. Also, at some point, I'm going to come back around through these walls, and I'm going to replace some of these blocks with the mossy cobble variants to give it sort of a weathered, aged look, like it's been around here long enough for, literally for moss to start growing on the walls. I think that'll be pretty neat. I don't have that much moss stone right now. I've got maybe 3 stacks total. But I like the way this is looking. We got some cool little gate things to go through the various thresholds. And then it's just basically, it's a pretty minimal look with some details here and there. Let's jump down. Let's not take any more damage. I'll go take a visit to the beacon in a second to heal myself up. This is wrong. That's wrong. It's supposed to be like that. Let me pick that up. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's the way it's supposed to look. I think that looks pretty neat. I even toyed with having like an iron gate standing open. So it looks like the gates had been open. I tried that, but it didn't really look right. It didn't look very good. So we'll just leave it the way it is. Fairly minimal. We don't really need this right now. Get rid of those. And then out here, I really like the look of this gate. I wanted to have like a circular gate like you would see in a Chinese or a Japanese garden. And I think it looks pretty cool. And it's neat that stairs do not connect to cobblestone walls. So you can use that to create these little gaps here, little detail. So it looks like this top part is sort of sitting on top of this pole kind of thing, instead of being directly attached to it. I think that's a really neat little detail. And I also did a few other things to break up the monotony of this wall being just a row of fences. I put a little stair in here every 5 blocks or so. Actually, exactly every 5 blocks, based on that proportion. It's in between those. And so it leaves a little gap there that's bigger than the other gaps. Just to give it a little detail. Look like the wall is being supported somehow. But I guess that's it for this video. Next time we'll go back to the house and do some more work on that. Probably set up the storage. I'm running out of room in my chests. They're all filling up. So we'll probably work on that. And then when we come back to here, we still have several things to do. We've got to work on the garden area. And there's quite a bit of square footage here, as you can see. We also have to redo the floor in here, and we're going to have a fairly elaborate, complicated roof. So, lots of things still to do. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time. Why can't I back up? See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.